Grammy voting is gearing up to begin. Brendan Fraser gets another standing ovation. Kanye tweets some problematic things. Plus, court battles are heating up in Hollywood.
It's all coming up right now on The Take. Hey everyone, and welcome to The Take. I'm Elizabeth Wagmeister.
And I'm Clayton Davis, and we're here to give you our take on some of the week's biggest stories. President's in town. It's been a busy week this week.
The president is in town, causing a lot of traffic in LA, but there's also been a lot of other events going on in LA, particularly at the courthouse downtown. This seems to be the week that celebrities who have been behaving badly are now in a court of law. So let's get into it. I have been covering the Harvey Weinstein case. He is facing his second trial, this time in LA. This comes after he was already sentenced to 23 years and convicted in New York. Jury selection has just begun in his case, as well as Danny Masterson's case. Both of these men are facing rape charges, which they deny, and both of their trials are happening down the hallway from each other in the criminal courthouse in downtown Los Angeles. So as I said, I will be covering the Weinstein case. Our legal editor, Gene Mattis, is covering Masterson. Both of these trials will be going on for quite some time. Jury selection has just begun, as I said, so more to come on that as these cases really kick off. But on the other coast, in New York, Kevin Spacey's trial is going on right now. The actor Anthony Rapp, he accused him of making sexual advances at him when he was just 14 years old back in the 80s. Now, Spacey denies this. Anthony Rapp is suing him for $40 million, and on the stand he said, "This is the single most traumatic event that has ever occurred in my life." He set off some fireworks in the courtroom when he said that he knows he's not the only one, and that's why he wanted to come forward. Kevin Spacey's attorneys at that point, they said, you can't say that, there's no proof that there's been others, but keep in mind, this is not the only legal trouble that Spacey's in. He's also facing charges in the UK, and of course we know that he was ordered to pay over $30 million in damages to the producers of House of Cards. So lots going on right now.
Yeah, Graham Norton said it best this week on a now viral clip about, it's not cancel culture, it's accountability. Mm-hmm. They're finally reaping what they sow, what was they're being accused of. It's all alleged until, found guilty, even though Harvey Weinstein has been found guilty. Mm-hmm. But this is now Hollywood reckoning with its behavior, and we hopefully will see more cases like this brought to the forefront.
And it also really highlights just the slow steps to progress, right? These accusations were made a number of years ago. Now we're just seeing these cases in a court of law. Also just this week, Cuba Gooding Jr., that's another one that faced allegations during the Me Too movement. He resolved his criminal case. He won't face jail time. He had entered a plea deal that he complied with, and a lot of his accusers are saying he got off too light. And then next week, producer Paul Haggis, his rape case also begins in New York. So as you said, a lot of these cases coming to the forefront.
But, now switching gears a bit, Grammy voting is gearing up to begin. It begins on October 22nd. The first FYC ads have hit the trades, and it was announced that Silk Sonic will not submit for a Grammy consideration this year, despite winning Record and Song of the Year last year. Don't be discouraged, though, because we have big music names in the Oscar race. The first predictions for original song have dropped on Variety.com, where we are seeing big names such as reigning champs Billie Eilish and Phineas from the film Turning Red. Also, Lady Gaga with her chart topper from the box office smash Top Gun Maverick is also expected to be in the race, alongside maybe Taylor Swift, who can get double nominated because she also directed a short this year. So this is the stuff that the Oscar producers like to hear. Mm-hmm. We're going to have big names in music around original song. Taylor Swift has Carolina from Where the Crawdads Sing. Billie Eilish and Phineas won last year for No Time to Die. And Lady Gaga, who already won an Oscar for a song for Shallow from A Star Is Born. I think we all remember that one. Played on radio until the end of days. She's back in the race again. And there's still more to come. Selena Gomez might be for her documentary. So let's just enjoy this time, listen to some good songs, and love some movies.
I mean, these are huge A-list names, and I hope that we see these people really enter the race, because then that means that we might see them on stage performing at the Oscars, which, as you said, the producers will love, but so will the two of us. We will be watching.
But make note, please don't shoehorn any songs in there. Like, we need to talk about Bruno that wasn't nominated and felt a little off last year. Just put it out there.
Yes, it is not all happiness in the world of music. We have to talk about one musician who is making a ton of headlines for all the wrong reasons this week. Kanye West is under fire again and again and again, this time after making blatantly anti-Semitic remarks on Twitter. This all comes after his highly publicized interview with Tucker Carlson on Fox News. Now, there's so much to get into here. I don't know how we're going to cover it all, but the first thing is as I said, these are blatant anti-Semitic remarks that Kanye West has made. Part of me was wrestling with the fact of, do we even talk about this? Because I don't want to give him any airtime, but we have to, because if we don't call out this behavior and this discrimination, then it will never stop. Now, some really disturbing information continues to roll out. After Kanye tweeted, well, then Vice actually leaked some more footage that was edited out of that interview that Kanye did with Tucker Carlson, and in there he makes anti-Semitic remarks. Now, why this is very troubling is because we both know, as a journalist, your job is to question people, not to give them an open forum to spread what they want to spread. So by editing out remarks in there, and then to put out a narrative that comes off in a way that benefits what that Fox News viewer might want to see, that is dangerous, because you are hiding something that Kanye couldn't help himself. It ended up coming out on Twitter anyway. But that's the first thing that's problematic. Then there also was a podcast that came out this week that a former TMZ staffer actually said, none of this surprised me, because when Kanye came into TMZ in 2018, we all remember that infamous interview when he said slavery is a choice, that in the office he was saying that he loves Hitler and he loves the Nazis. So this is all beyond troubling, to say the least.
So let's start with, you have to first assume that Tucker Carlson's a journalist before you have to compare, because that's what Fox News is doing, what Tucker Carlson's doing isn't journalism. That is open forum to spread misinformation and to speak to this, I don't know, I don't want to say it's large, but it's a smaller group that just are out of the mainstream, that don't sit in facts and reality. Kanye is going through something that I don't understand, and all of us stopped trying to understand that a long time ago. But the more he gets that platform to say these things and talk about running for president again, or whatever like next nonsensical idea he's thinking about taking on, it's gonna perpetuate this narrative that he is making sense, and he's not. Wearing a White Lives Matter hoodie with Candace Owens seems to feed into this narrative that we all know isn't real and doesn't exist.
And I just want to take a quick moment to say that, you know this, I am a proud Jewish woman. I am also someone who does not stand for any discrimination. And we know that Jews make up 2.4% of the population in the US, but they face more than 60% of hate crimes. So when we are facing anti-Semitism on our own streets, in New York, in Beverly Hills, these are places that are welcoming to the Jewish community, this is no time for anyone, especially Kanye with a platform of millions, to be doing this. I have to say that I also really applaud a lot of people in Hollywood for standing up against him. We saw Jamie Lee Curtis, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, David Schwimmer, the list goes on and on.
Yeah. But now, ending on a happier note.
Please lighten up the mood, Clayton.
The Renaissance continues now with another standing ovation. It's just a norm around here at the London Film Festival for his performance in The Whale, again getting great acclaim. This week on the cover of our New York issue of Variety, alongside his director Darren Aronofsky, where he spoke at length about his process of getting into this role, but also being open to a fourth installment of the Mummy franchise, and speaking about why the Tom Cruise reboot didn't quite work a few years back. So, Brendan Fraser, do whatever you want. Make all the movies you want. I will say, if we're getting a fourth Mummy movie, I need Rachel Weisz there. I need to say that. We need to see her there. It can't not have them together again.
I agree with that. And a lot of people were really excited when he spoke about this. But I agree with you. He can do no wrong. It is so good to see him back in action. And it's just nice to have someone to really root for. And this seems to be the success story of award season that everyone is so excited about. Lots more to come. I have a feeling this is not the last time we will be talking about Brendan Fraser. Are you predicting that he will walk away with that award?
My column this week is Nice Guys Finish First.
I love that. I actually have to run and catch a plane. I am headed to New York for BravoCon, but also for our New York party. And I know you are also headed to the airport.
Get on a plane to Virginia to go to the Middleburg Film Festival.
Okay, well, I cannot wait to hear all about it, for all your coverage. We will be back next week to talk all about all of those things, and we'll see you there.
Thanks for watching.